Oh yeah, the first thing I love seeing is just 18 drop frames right away. Alright, they're about to get started in, I don't know, a minute or two. Oh, whoops. Do you guys hear that? I hope you guys didn't hear that echo from my phone. I just wanted to make sure the sound was okay. I actually downloaded like a hype rap song for an intro, but then I didn't do anything else with it, so I had a bit of a spike there. Oh, no, drop frames were good. Alright, YouTube video will start in like 3, 2, whatever. Alright, so we are about to get started with another Exceed match. This is a Man for All Seasons Week 2, or I guess Round 2, because I guess the rounds take multiple weeks. We have vgma of Team the Cowboys on red side here, against Snake of the team Wardens of the Garden, I believe, on blue. Right off the bat, we're going to see both players pick their characters. vgma is going to be on the Sagat. Very, very, very strong ranger character here. With the ability to increase speed with the UA. Take a look at the cards here. I mean, we have... This card's kind of whatever. Fireball. Melee option, decent one. Decent, beats fast. Kind of loses slows. Another kind of mid-speed melee option here. And then, of course, the well-known Tiger Shot. And then we are going to be seeing the Shovel and Shield from Snake here. This is a very interesting character. It's a puppet character. It's not a character I'm the most familiar with. The card that we're going to be looking out for here from Shovel Shield is, of course, Shield Boomerang. This Ultra is absolutely insane. Take a look at that passive. Attacks at range 2, 3, and 4 from Shield Knight do not hit you. Additionally, we have like a fast and slow that hit from Shield Knight. We have kind of a fast assault shape that can turn into a fast dive shape with the UA. We have kind of a mid-speedy attack here, a little bit of guard on it. Kind of basically a Tatsu, I guess. And then, of course, we have our ignore armor charge slash option here. Let's actually go ahead and fill in the card tracker here as we get started. Destruction, Cannon, no Astrals, we're not in Season 5. I think they did the coin toss already. Looks like vgma will be going first. Can't just throw out the Tiger Shot for free at speed 5 because Shovel actually has an option in Discovery that beats it at speed 6 because of course when we look at the UA of Shield Knights, your advance and close effects starting from this place may travel up to 1 space further. So Tiger Shot not free, not as free of an option as it normally would be. As we just fill out the cards here. I don't even remember. What's this called? Shield Gong? Yeah, Shield Gong. And right off the bat, we're actually just going to see a prep here. Or a strike here. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow on this. But we're actually just going to see a face down strike here. It's going to be a little bit of a mix-up here from Sagat. But unfortunately, it is that discovery option that we were talking about earlier. Which is, of course, a range 4 option when Shovel stands on top of Shield, as we just discussed. At speed 6, we'll beat out the speed 4 dive here from Sagat. Yeah, which is stunned, so Sagat should go back to where he came from. It is only 1 damage, but 1 damage more than enough to stun in this situation. And of course, the discovery effect allows for a second gauge to be built here from EXSK. So good start here from Shovel Shield for sure. You definitely want to be closer to Sagat than further away in most places. And so yeah, very good start here from Shovel Shield, taking center of the board as well. Stunning out that dive, interesting option there from Sagat. Definitely an unexpected one because you generally expect Sagat to stay a little bit further away, force Sagat's opponent to come in rather than Sagat coming in himself. But I mean, there are scenarios where Sagat might want to come in, especially if vgma has a melee-based hand. But anyway, it is now Snake's turn. The King of Exceed himself boosting sweep. That's going to be +2 speed coming out. This tournament does not have Season 6, so we're just worried about the quote-unquote normal boosts as opposed to the different ones from Season 6. So these guys, they have rosters of, I don't know how many characters, 9 characters left now. 3 characters from each of the 3 seasons, 3, 4, and 5. They must play Season 3, Season 4, Season 5 character from each week that they play. And then those characters can no longer be played for the rest of the set, as we see an assault booster from Sagat taking that corner, creating that distance. We're now at range 4 here for Shield. Looks like Snake perfectly willing to just sit here at range 4, puts Shield onto his space. Of course, we get that passive benefit that we saw with the Discovery again earlier. Off that, Snake just happy with his position. Range 4, not the worst place to be at this point in time, especially with the light in play here for EXSK. Back to vgma here, who's spent an assault. This boost just very good on a character like Sagat, right? Who wants to create that distance. And we're gonna see an early reading come out here. This is a little bit of a Hail Mary. A very, very early reading come out here. Reads an assault. However, assault hits. So that's an interesting read, because assaults, of course, hits due to the UA. Assault, the reading, however, whiffs. We see a hand of 1/4/6 Shield Gong, which is the slow card, a Shovel Drop, and a Discovery. So probably just gonna see. Okay, so we're assuming that Sagat played a slow, right, to not get to counter hit this assault, although it seems kind of weird. I don't know, it seems like kind of I just think vgma honestly forgot that Shovel's assault will move him here, and then he'll get hit. I'm pretty sure this is like a spike or something, and I think Snake should just follow through with a dive. At least that's what I am reading in this particular situation. I really don't think Sagat wants to get hit by a reading here, right? And it's just like, even if you dive into like a sweep here, for example, if you're Shovel Knight, I think you'll take that. I mean, you've got good positioning in the corner, although a little bit too close. But I mean, you're still trading 5 or 6. You're up on cards, and we are gonna see. Okay, there's the sweep. Okay, so we're gonna see the shovel drop option come out here over the dive. Interestingly enough, maybe saving dive for some of the boosts that might come later from Sagat. So it was actually vgma going for wanting to take this trade. So it's going to be the shovel drop, which will deal 4 damage. Obviously, you don't get that before effect for the +2 power. Into the sweep, which rips the focus. That's a really good pull there for vgma for sure. Now Shovel finds himself at range 1. We saw the hand. What was the hand? Something like cross, dive, the slow card, or the slow force special. Which is Shield Gong. I can't remember the last card. Shovel just happy to prep here. I'm sure vgma will do the same. Yep. Prep. Shovel up to 6 cards. Sagat up to 4. Sagat just waiting to draw that cross to get out of here as soon as possible. Shovel has built this 3rd gauge now, so we can take a look at Shield Boomerang again, the card that we highlighted at the start of the match here. 2 to 4, 6, 3, not the most impressive stat line, but take a look at that passive. Attacks at range 2, 3, or 4 from Shield Knight do not hit you. That is absolutely insane. It's just a card that you just have to always keep in mind when you're finding EXXK. Some people choose to disrespect it. Some people choose to respect it a little bit too much. Let's see how vgma deals with a threat like this. Wait, I think it's still Snake's turn here. He's just deciding what to do. Snake really should be shuffling his hand here, because I'm pretty sure all these cards are in order. Like 99% sure. So we're going to see the charge slash boost. That's going to be +2 power, +2 guard via the charge up boost. Spending the shield gong in the process. Actually, this is not a charge slash, but a charge slash. Weirdly enough. +2/+2, really threatening to hit hard here in the melee range. Is Snake, perhaps with the fast-slow mix-up. Well, we did see a lot of the hand. I think there are now 2 cards unknown here. So whether Snake's going for something like a sweep or something like a grasp, who knows? Who knows? Funnily enough, charge slash is like a really good option with the charge up, but fortunately both those are down for Snake. Like this would be an 8 power before like an 8 power sweep, basically ignores armor. We're gonna see vgma boost light here at range 1, perhaps maybe trying to get out of the setup with a crit low step kick. I don't even know, but the problem with crit low step kick is that on front side it doesn't even beat focus, right? So on back side you can pump up as Snake just prepares. You can pump this up to 3 power beating focus, right? But on front side, or with Sagat's UA, assuming you play it face up, on front side you can't really do that. So I'm not really sure what this light is doing. I mean, Snake just says, okay, I'm not worried about this either, and opts to just prepare. And we are going to see a critical strike here from vgma. So we are threatening the low step kick, right? That's the level 0 option. I mean, obviously, this could be a fake and could be any number of things. But we are threatening that low step kick. And it is the low step kick, runs into the second copy of focus here. And that is not the result you want to see if you're Sagat. Yeah, you deal 0 damage and you take 6. Shovel Shield draws a card off that as well. At least you don't lose the gauge, but now both your lights are gone as well. Both your sweeps are gone. That is just that's not what you want to see at all. That is unfortunate. On top of that, that was Sagat's initiation as well. So now it's Snake's turn on top. That is brutal. The issue with that mix-up as well is just a lot of those options do just ultimately get stuffed by this Ultra that we were talking about, the Shield Boomerang. Luckily, Snake did have the focus, so he just kind of went for that. Says, okay, I mean, focus performs well enough here, as we see the +2 power boosted here for Snake. Off the Fierce. But I feel like a lot of the options that Sagat was representing there just lose to Shield Boomerang anyway. And then you throw away a light on top of that. So we're going to see the expenditure of 2 force in the form of Tiger Shot and Tiger Knee to get out of the corner. Get some space. Only 2 cards in hand for Sagat here. Which is a little bit sad. Just Shovel, just not letting Sagat breathe here. Still sitting at range 1. If your Shovel Shield here, the main kind of initiate, if you want to initiate this strike, the main thing you have to be worried about is if one of these 2 cards is a cross. Because if your slow gets crossed out here, that is pretty much the worst result you can have in a strike, probably, if you were to initiate here. So that's kind of what we're going to be watching out here for Shovel should Snake initiate a strike. Oops. There we go. Just a reminder, this tournament set is 3 full games, so it's not a best of 3 or a best of 5 or anything. It's just they play 3 games, and then they add up the scores of the 3 teammates, and then that's how many points you get, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. Pretty sure that's just a very basic tournament format there. So regardless of the results, we will be seeing all 3 games today, which, of course, is always positive. Snake commenting something fell out of his hand. It was this card, but I didn't really see what it was. Again, it is Snake's turn here. Does have the Fierce in play at range 1. I think if Snake had second grasp, he would just mash it here. With Sagat down to focus with only 2 cards in hand, push Sagat back to the corner. You just saw Sagat not spend a cross to get out of the corner, but rather spend 2 force, right? So I think Snake doesn't have a grasp. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a grasp. Goes for the defend boost instead. Just like, yeah, I feel like if Snake had the grasp, he just mashes that 100% of the time. But we see the defend come out from Shovel Shield back to Sagat here. Thinking about boosting that leftmost card, and it's the quick back dash retreat 2. If you're at range 3, regain your action. I guess that's some Season 3 wording, regain your action. I haven't seen that one. I have seen it, but I make a comment on it every single time. It's just going to be the retreat prep. Sagat now standing on top of Shield Knights, so funnily enough, these 4 specials are now live. Push 2 from Shield Knight, push 2 from Shield Knight. 1 is a fast option at 2 power 7 speed, 1 is a slow option, kind of more or less focus shaped. Retreat prep though, passing turn to Snake at range 3 here. Maybe we're looking at something. Oh, we can't actually. This card doesn't hit, funnily enough. Let's actually. There we go. I usually order the ultras on the card tracker by cost. So let's fix that real quick. So yeah, the tandem will not hit because Sagat's standing on top of Shield Knight. So I mean, we're basically just looking at what range 3 mix up here. Should Snake initiate a strike? And he does. Has basically all the options left. Sagat just has to guess. Can attempt to cross out, but second discovery would catch that. Wild Swing block, and it's going to be the dive that was known in Snake's hand from earlier. It's going to be a 5-power dive incoming. Or with plus 2 power is now 7 power. Snake has built now his 5th gauge, which means that now he can almost chain those Shield Boomerangs should he wish. Looks like we're going to see an expenditure of at least 1 force here from vgma2. Spends the second low step kick as well. Opts to take 0 damage, but down to only 1 card in hand. Or actually, yeah, we'll take 1 because, again, that was a 7 power dive. Down to only 1 card in hand, still at range 1. Does have space behind him now. Sagat is now on middle, but yeah, vgma2, Sagat's the character that really needs just a little bit more than 1 card in hand, I would say. It's a touched up version, really? What, So Tinge Twinge, hello, how are you? That's a touched up version. By who? By D? I've never seen this, verb before, like regain your action. It's like a thing you get back. It's like an item almost that you hold, like you have an action. But I've never seen that outside of, I think, this character, then Bison has regain your action as well on his quick backdash, but outside of that I can't remember it existing, so I thought it was like an old season 3 verb that they used. Well, he's back to Snake here, sitting at range 1. Looks like we're going to see a movement of Shield Knight back to underneath Shovel, interestingly enough. Huh. That's an interesting one. What does this even... I feel like this doesn't help a bunch of... It helps this card, I guess. It helps this card catch something like a cross, maybe? No, that card Tatsu. It already catches cross at range 1. It's supposed to be less ambiguous to take another action. I don't know, I feel like taking another action is fine, but maybe I'm in the minority on that. Whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this... Shovel Shield is one of those characters that does take a lot of brain power. Big brain character. Perhaps moving this here for shield boomerang stuff, as we see vgma boost defend at range 1 here. Trying to figure out what this movement is for. Oh, it's for the inseparable. Look at this boost right here. This is a boost I forgot existed. When you occupy the same space as Shovel Knight, +3 power, +3 armor, and opponents cannot move you. This is a boost I forgot existed. On the tandem attack 2, which is a little bit of a niche ultra, pretty cheap, 7 power for 2 gauge, but a little bit of a niche ultra just because look at that. Look at what's on that before effect. It can be a little bit restricting. So we're just going to see Snake do that instead. As we see an expenditure of 2 force to move to range 3 here for Sagat. Sagat does not have the EX Assault up, but does have 2 crosses up to get out of this, should he need to. However, one thing to point out though is if Sagat attempts to cross into the corner, right? Shovel Drop is still an option that catches that. Because Shovel Drop will advance 3 and then hit at range 2. vgma, of course, only has 2 cards left in hand as well. So, that was kind of my first assumption, was that Sagat just trying to go to range 3 and then cross out of the situation if Snake chooses to strike here. But maybe I'm wrong. And now we see Snake, yeah, boosting that second copy of Light. +2 speed now with the range 3 mix-up. This is looking... We're looking at +3 power, +2 speed, +3 armor here at range 3 for Shovel Shield. How will vgma get out of this? I mean, obviously vgma still has both copies of Cannon to contest speed with the Swift Destruction. But no, instead we're actually just going to see expenditure of Cannon to move back to range 5. Obviously still not safe. And we're actually just going to see Snake run into range 2. Okay. So does not get the bonus anymore of the inseparable. Wait, hold on. How does this work with Cross? If Snake were to strike with Cross, surely he doesn't get the bonus, right? Because Cross has this Cross is, yeah. So Cross is an after effect. You'd hit first, deal damage, and then retreat. So this inseparable doesn't work. Okay. I mean, this is Sagat's chance now to theoretically strike without the +3/+3, because you know if Sagat passes turn, Shield Knight will be coming via the UA, of course. So, I mean, this is a chance for Sagat to strike, but I'm not really sure what Sagat can even do. Just starved for resources all game, it feels like. Just really starved of force. Started from that reading, I felt like, really. Started from that reading. So we see massive boosts here. That's plus its additional range, additional armor, and additional guard. Surely in response to this, we see maybe something like... Oh, actually, yeah. I was looking. What I was looking for was whether Shovel has a boost that like recall shield, take another action. Not in this kit. So of course Snake will just use the UA to move shield onto Shovel. And now once again we're facing +3, +2, with a little bit of armor tacked on as well, just for kicks. Now Sagat likely will not be stunned unless of course Snake opts to strike with a spike. We're just gonna see a CC4 here. That screams desperation right there, doesn't it? That really screams desperation there. Sagat spending the gauge as well. Gauge so good on Sagat. You look at those ultras, you look at that exceed side. Unfortunately, a bit of a necessary evil there, I think, for vgma. To draw up to 5. Luckily, Snake doesn't have a reading on top of this, so we'll just have to strike with, hey, is this spike or not? Basically is how Snake will be striking. We'll see the parry come out here. Parry's the focus, but the parry misses. We see a hand of 5-7, Tiger Destruction, Tiger Uppercut, LTS. Funnily enough, that grass does hit at speed 7. Loses to something like a defensive cross from Shuffle Your Hand, vgma. Yes, there it is. We're just see we saw the parry come out there instead of just a straight strike from Snake. Parry's the reading though. Maybe for later. So we see the expenditure of the Tiger Destruction as 2 force to draw 2 and then draw 1 for end of turn to CC2. Back to Snake here. Snake checking his own discard. vgma now checking their own discard. Obviously, I mean, you guys have seen enough these videos, checking your own discard, seeing what options you have left in your deck. Super important. Sagat has 7 cards in hand, 3 in deck, whereas EXSK has 7 in hand, 7 in deck. I mean, Sagat obviously going through the deck a little bit faster. And we're gonna see Snake really go for it. This is greed right here. Boosting the fierce. Wait, did Snake parry focus when both focuses were down? So I'm pretty sure we saw one as a reading really early on. I don't remember where the second one went. And we're going to see... Are we really going to see a strike into this for Sagat? This is going to be... So, the stats we're representing... Okay, no, we're just going to see the run get Sagat out of that corner. Snake representing what? +5 power, +2 speed, +3 armor. That's pretty scary. But I really thought that vgma had spent both foci when Snake decided to parry it. Let's do a quick check actually, because I'm curious. Huh? No, only one focus down. My bad. Turns out I was the fool. Whatever. We screwed up something on the card tracker then. Nothing new. Now we're gonna see the parry focus come out. And now it hits. That was kind of the main defusal method for these boosts. So now what's Sagat going to do? I mean, Sagat could boost Assault. I think there's still a copy of that left. Is that seriously going to be a strike here? From vgma? Strike with block, perhaps? I mean, all the ignore armor options are down for Snake at this point in time. So this is probably just a strike with block, if I'm being honest. Both spikes are down and both charge slashes are down, so... I mean, this just feels like a block. Let's see how much Snake throws into this strike, however. Okay, I like the single card initiation. Obviously not an EX, and yeah, it's just the assault to the block as we predicted. This is what, a 9 power assault incoming? Is it 11 power? Is it really 11 power? Oh, Inseparable doesn't even work with the assault. That's funny. So yeah, it was only a 6 power assault incoming. Because the Inseparable, the assault moves on it before, and then the Inseparable is a passive. So yeah, only 6 power incoming there. vgma just decides to take the 1. Should probably think about reshuffling here. I think I think even better than reshuffle here is just a big change cards action here for Sagat. Just to get a fresh hand, fresh unreadable hand. Unreadable, not so much with the card read, with the boost rating. Of course, it is Snake's turn. Snake just opts to move shield onto shovel, but not unreadable as in like you can't play reading against it, but just unreadable as in like unpredictable hand. I think just a massive CC here would do wonders here for Sagat over something like a reshuffle action. I personally love doing this on a lot of character, regardless of character. Just when you're really low on hand size, we're gonna see Sagat initiate a strike here, face down as well. Is this cross or is this something else? I guess is the question. vgma just basically just completely out of slow options outside of something like a Tiger Knee. I'm assuming this is just a cross. I don't know why you play face down. You play face down to avoid getting Oh, interesting. It's a grasp into the shield gong. Not what I expected at all. So the shield gong will take only 1 damage, of course, because 2 armor. It's basically a focus. And then the shield gong will, of course, hit back for 4. As I believe Snake spends a gauge as force for that. Sagat now finally does have some distance, at least. Now sitting at range 5. I'm actually just going to take a peek here as well. Oops. Why did that not work properly? Huh, whatever. Okay, there. We'll do a little bit of peeking there to see where we went wrong with the card tracker. We're gonna see Snake move shield to range 2 from Sagat, preventing something like cross from being the shield boomerang. Of course, that's one of the biggest threats here that we're looking at for shovel shield with 6 gauge, especially. Sagat, weirdly enough, kind of caught in like no man's land, right? With this shield knight positioning, basically it just beats LTS here, here, and here, which is just like a really interesting facet of this matchup that I hadn't really considered. So it looks like vgma just going for the normal reshuffle here. But yeah, that's an interesting facet of this matchup that I hadn't really considered. The fact that Shield Boomerang really shuts down the LTS with this Shield Knight positioning, right? Because Sagat has to stand all the way over here to chuck his Tigers, right? To chuck the LTS. And that is uncomfortably close, right? Such an interesting nuance in the matchup that I hadn't really considered. As we see vgma go for the reshuffle here. It's only dealt 7 damage with his first reshuffle. Hopefully second goes better. Snake now checking his own discard. Has 7 cards in hand. And we're going to see Snake initiate a strike here, interestingly enough, at range 5, so nothing hits except for the Shield Boomerang. It is going to be the Shield Boomerang. Tiger Uppercut will deal with that Shield Boomerang with the close 1 on it. That is unfortunate. Snake just kind of going for it there, which I'm actually kind of shocked by, because I think Sagat has a good number of cards that close, right? He has the low step kick, he has Assault, he has Dive, he has Tiger Knee, right? Like, so many different options for Sagat here close. I'm a little bit surprised that Snake goes for this. It's pretty, it's actually pretty likely, not super likely, I'm not going to say it's like 50%, but it's pretty likely that this Shield Boomerang will just not work, right? But Snake saying, okay, I'm going to try to get value out of this now. Unfortunately, it does not pan out here. Sagat moves to range 1 from Shield Knight, courtesy of the Tiger Uppercut. And of course, this Shield Boomerang will now miss. Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, Snake still has 3 gauge for second Shield Boomerang. Should he feel the need to use it. Also saw the second one in his deck with, what is that? Looks like 6 in hand, 3 in deck. vgma says, okay, I'm just going to prep here. That said, Snake's still up by what, 10 life, 23-13 right now. Doing pretty well for himself. Snake says, okay, now it's my turn to go for the reshuffle here. Six in deck, 6 in hand, 3 in deck. Certainly don't want to be full revealing that hand, although there's a pretty good, like, you can guess pretty well what's in that hand. Like, we know there's a Boomerang in that hand, for example. That kind of thing. The normals left are Dive, Assault, Cross. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of those 3 were in this deck and 1 was in the hand. If vgma decides to go for another Hail Mary-ish reading, we saw him go for one earlier. It wasn't even a Hail Mary reading. It was kind of a weird one. I didn't really like it very much. Anyway, back to Sagat here. Sagat boosts Assault, moving back to range 7. Again, we're at the point where, because Shield Knight's standing right here, those LTSs weren't going to hit. That said, we see Shovel Knight take center via the run boost. Wonder if that run boost came from this side of the hand. If it did, Snake did not shuffle his hand, so we know that one of the old cards was cross. We're going to see Sagat initiate a face down strike again. Wonder if this baits out the discovery. Snake goes for the discovery, and it's a, I don't know, I'm not a fan of these. I'm not a fan of that offensive block at all. That offensive block does nothing. It is the discovery from Snake again, just going for those level 0 Yomi plays. Snake, of course, gets to build another gauge for this. And that offensive block is just so gross. I hate it. I hate it. Would have liked a sweep or something instead, but the block just does nothing. That's your second block down as well. You're no longer playing with blocks for the rest of the game. So we see a dive revealed in the hand for Snake. Don't know what he's doing there. All right, back to Snake here. Yeah, I don't really understand the purpose of that offensive block initiation. Now, the first one made a lot of sense. The second one makes less sense. Well, yeah, it is Snake's turn, standing at range 2. We're going to see the hop boost, move Shield Knight 1 or 2 spaces, and then take another action. Snake, of course, learning his character, learning his character on the fly here. Shovel Drop, of course, moves Shield Knight 1 or 2 spaces, not Shovel Knights. We do know what Snake's plan was. Snake's plan was to move to range 4 and then strike. Funnily enough. So that does reveal something. I'm pretty sure he was just going to strike with a dive, too. I'm pretty sure he flipped this card, which I think we know is the dive, but, like, whatever. Snake now officially exposed on camera for not even knowing the Shovel Shield boosts. Owned. What's the wrong order? Did I miss something? Ice Pop? You're the Shovel Shield pair. Tell me what's up. It was so Snake played okay. So Snake played Hop, thinking that it would move Shovel Knight, but it moved Shield Knight. That was the mistake there, but the players have resolved it. We're just gonna see Snake strike here. Range 2. I wonder if we're going under curve here. If you're Snake. We are going under curve here if you're Snake with the assault into the sweep. That's going to be 4 to vgma, 6 to Snake. vgma gets a card, but of course Snake gets advantage. I think you'll definitely take that any day if you're Snake. You're up 17 to 9. Time to finish this game off. I believe the Grasp was pulled there off the hand of EXSK. Snake, of course, with advantage. I'm assuming we'll probably just prep. With only 4 cards in hand. Oh, maybe going for a little bit of CC. CC2 drawing 3. Draw an extra card. Expenditure of 3/4 to move backwards? To range 4? The original plan, perhaps, for Snake? Nope, just decides to prepare. Nope, no cool moves here as we see Sagat boost run, get out of the corner again. Sitting on center. Range 3 here, although we do know that Shovel's out of assaults, since we see both of them in the gauge. For Snake, Snake says, okay, I'm going to recall my Shield Knight. Thinks twice about it. Picks up that leftmost card in his hand, thinks twice about it. Picks up some gauge. Expenditure of 2 gauge to move to range 1, perhaps. Yep, exactly what we're going to see here from Snake. Keeping Sagat close. You see vgma take a look at his own Exceed side. vgma I don't think has struck a single time face up, though. Yeah, I don't think a single time. Don't think its U has been used a single time. Of course, on backsides, it gets +1/+1 instead of just +1 speed. Gets +1 power, +1 speed, and on top of that, gets a little bit extra card draw and a little bit extra space, being able to retreat up to 2 as the Exceed kicker. Not really the most useful here. We're actually just going to see Sagat. Sagat's actually going to be initiating a strike here with a crit. I think this crit's fake, though. I don't think this is the real deal. Because, I mean, what are we critting here, right? Are we critting Tiger Knee? Don't think so. Are we critting Uppercut? Don't think so. And then, of course, the super obvious ones, that low step kick, which got stuffed the last time. At only speed 5 as well. I wonder if this is a fake. It's not a fake, it's a real. It's going to be the Tiger Uppercuts. Huh. I've never seen so many, like, face-down crit initiations from a Sagat before. What's going to be that Tiger Uppercut, dealing 2 damage to the focus. Will lose all armor in the process. The push won't even go through, so that crit's useless. And then, of course, the focus will hit back for 4, and that is just an incredibly sad result if you're Sagat here. You try to create some space, didn't work. Funnily enough, focus kind of beats all the critical options here, right? Because focus beats the ignore guard critical option off the low step kick. Focus beats the push 2, because you can't be pushed or pulled. So it beats the critical option there. And then you're not getting stunned, so beats the critical option off there. Yeah. I guess that's why you don't see too many critical range 1 initiations from Sagat there, right? Especially face down ones. They all just get stuffed by focus. So we see Snake boost defend, +1 armor, +3 guard. Pretty classic standard stuff here at range 1. Get those mid speeds in play. Now we're actually just gonna see vgma go for the Exceed. Okay, we'll draw 2, retreat up to 2, as we said. Gets the +1/+1 on face-up initiations, but we have not seen vgma go for those yet. Also, at only 5 life, seems a little bit risky now, unless you really get a guaranteed setup. Passing turn at range 3. We're going to see an initiation here. Does this card work? I think this card does work. That tandem attack, that's what we're looking at here, is the main threat. We're going to see Sagat go for crits. Oh, EX low step kick. Will beat out basically anything that gets thrown out here. It's a dive. It is the critical EX low step kick. Will deal 2 damage to the dive, which will get stunned. I think Snake needs to take 1 more damage. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I mean, EX low step kick saves the day for now, but Sagat's still in not the best position. Not the worst position, the either. Can still almost win this game. Might need a little bit of help, though. Okay. Ultra Boost is a good way to start. We have Massive coming out here. Extra range, extra armor, extra guard. It's a good start. Sure. Means you probably won't die on this strike. Extra range allows you to break the speed curve as well, should you need that. Funnily enough, this kind of card does get countered a little bit by something like where's the slow go? Like this card is just super guaranteed to hit regardless because you can't really interact with Shield Knight if you're Sagat. But the armor there is actually just gonna protect a lot of that damage from coming through anyways. So we see the quick step, advance retreat 1, take another action. Into quick step into a fierce here for Snake. Directly contesting the +2 armor, of course. Notably now that move can kill, what is it called? Tandem attack. At 5 speed can now kill. If you are Shovel Shield, something you almost have to be worried about, I would say. It's a fun little mid-speed. Snake has gauge to blow. That was actually really fun little mid-speed for sure. So the expenditure of 3 force in the form of the Tiger Cannon and the 1 gauge, which was, I believe was the low step kick, to retreat to range 4. Snake says, okay, immediately gonna strike into this. Sagat Wild Swings. And that's not gonna do it. There was no plan here moving to range 4, and then you just get bot by the tandem attack, and then that's GG. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what the plan there was for Sagat. Just move out of the way and then get bot by the tandem attack. I mean, down both blocks already, right? It was a pretty rough position. But then, like, to put yourself in a position to get hit by a super above curve attack here. Not super above curve, but above curve enough at, with a billion power, right? This is literally... This is a checkmate. I'm pretty sure this is just a checkmate attack. Unless Sagat has EX focus, funnily enough. But yeah, anyways, that is going to be Snake taking game 1 with the Shovel Shield, a character that he obviously very clearly plays because he knows all the boosts of that character super well. But we are moving on to game 2. Again, I believe the rules are such that vgma must use a Season 4 or Season 5 character, of which they have 3 in their roster, and Snake must use either a Season 3 or Season 5 character, of which they also have 3. Snake looks like he's already chosen his character. Real quick there. I think Snake actually came in like thinking that he had to choose a whole roster. But he does not. You can pick them kind of just one after the other. You don't have to pick all 3 of them at the start of a match. Okay, vgma also has picked a character. And who are we going to see here? We're going to see Snake now go for Sagat into the Beheaded for vgma. This should be an interesting one for sure. I shouldn't have deleted those Sagat normals. Snake, of course, saying, "Well, your Sagat didn't do very well. Let me show you how to play Sagat." Snake bringing out the Sagat of his own, of course. Would appreciate if everyone press the start turn button. As we quickly go ahead and fill this out. Salt shield, dive attack, infantry bow, twin daggers, wrenching whip, phaser, wave of denial. Okay, so we'll take a look at we already kind of know what Sagat does here. Take a look at Beheaded here. Beheaded starts with no UA, of course. Has a very cheap exceed, cost of 2. When he exceeds, he can pick up a trait. Beheaded has 3 traits. His traits all affect his specials and ultras. They affect him in the following ways. Brutality gives him +2 power. Tactics gives him +1 maximum range. And Survival gives him +1 armor, +2 guard. So Beheaded's a character. It's kind of your classic ramp-up character, for sure. Yeah, it should be loser picks first. I don't see why it would be any other way. But yeah, classic ramp-up character. I'll take a look at Beheaded's cards here as well. We have the Twin Daggers. This card becomes absolutely monstrous with just 1 or 2 traits. With Brutality, becomes 7 power if that hit effect goes through. With Tactics, it becomes a buff curve option. We have Dive Attack, which is a fast dive already. 5 power with Brutality. Sounds really good on this, right? We have a Wrenching Whip. Add a little bit of range on this, and suddenly you have basically just like a super unbeatable range 4 attack that also has that annoying hit pusher pull at 1. We look at Infantry Bow, just standard short range fireball here. Can boost itself up to 6 power with Brutality, which is like basically what just Ken's fireball, right? Ken's fireball does 6 damage, very good. Assault Shield is your classic counterattack move. With Survival, this withstands a lot of attacks and is able to counterattack for massive damage. Wave of Denial, just super cheap ultra here, but I mean, can basically be a 1/6/7 push 3 for 1 gauge with a couple traits. What are they doing here? Sagat has only drawn 5 cards. Well, you have 25 in your deck. Nailed it. Alright. And then, of course, we have the Phaser here. Take a look at that. Boost Giant Killer, +4 power for a force. And then, of course, you can phase it in, of course, with the attack as well for 1 gauge. Very strong. Both these characters are very strong. We're going to see an immediate initiation of the dive. Gets crossed out by Sagat, of course. Sagat already in the corner. Beheaded standing at range 3 away. I mean, standard turn 1 stuff here, right? Anyways, Sagat's turn now. Let's see if Snake goes for more spicy +1 speed initiations. Probably just going to prep here, though, looking at that deck. I mean, kind of neutral-ish. Beheaded only has 4 cards in hand. Now we'll take a look at those traits. Specials and Ultras have +2 power. Specials and Ultras have +1 armor, +2 guard. Specials and Ultras have +1 max range. And yes, Sagat just preps here. Both characters start off a little slow. vgma2 preps in response. Sagat does have +1 speed with the range 3 mix-up, should he choose to play a face-up card. I don't think we're going to see a face-up dive here come out from Sagat, though. As cool as it would be. Can I actually fit Wave of Denial? I can. Okay, cool. So, of course, what this means is that our Game 3 is going to be a Season 5 versus Season 5 matchup, which should be interesting to watch. I believe vgma has Bang, Hakumen, and Hazuma, 3 very strong characters in their Season 5 roster, whereas Snake has Snake has not filled in what character he lost with last time on Season 5, so we actually don't know. We're going to see the Tiger Shot come through. And it's going to be met with the Assault Shield, funnily enough, which will actually hit back. Well, close to and hit back. Believe this was... I believe this... Oh, the Assault Shield will miss, of course, because there's no tactics. I believe this is a face-up Tiger Shot, though, right? It must have been. I don't know. I was tabbed out for 1 second, and they went for the strike there. I'm assuming it was the face-up Tiger Shot. We're going to see the EX come out. Is this the EX Twin Dagger? Surely not. Surely not. This is the spiciest EX Spike you've ever seen. EX Spike for sure. This can't be Twin Daggers. You can't whisk Twin Daggers so early like this, man. It's a 1-2-6-6, but if you just wait just a teensy bit longer, the value on it becomes so great. So I really hope this is Spike from vgma. I really hope this is Spike from vgma. It is the EX Twin Daggers, goes into the Tiger Uppercut. Oh, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. That just seems like a huge waste of Twin Daggers. Oh no, I don't like that at all. I really wanted this to be EX Spike. I really wanted this to be EX Spike. Your Twin Daggers become such an unstoppable card in the late game. So I'm sad to see it go this early. You haven't even built up a trait yet. Sagat's on his 3rd gauge with the Tiger Uppercuts. I really don't like that for VGMA, honestly. Anyway, back to Sagat here. Finds himself at range 1. A little bit, very close to the corner here on short side of the board. Really eyeing that 3rd card here. Puts it back. And we're going to see the Spite boosted, +1 speed hit at this card to your gauge. Very decent boost here. For sure. I mean, you could basically guarantee this hit effect to always go off here if you play something like a Grasp on defense, right? vgma takes a turn to prepare. Back to Sagat here. Sagat pops a defend onto a setup. Now we're looking at something like an assault. Looking really good for Sagat here on offense. So we see the Tornado boosted. Of course, Season 6 fans will recognize this boost because it's basically on every kit. Not every kit, but it's on like 4 or 5 different kits. +1 speed, now move 1. Jumps back to range 2, interestingly enough. Of course, the daggers option is down, so the only on-curve option that Beheaded has is Cross. Left at this point in time without any traits up. Back to Snake here. Snake picking up that card, really holding on to this card. Puts it down. Really holding on to that card. Moving it here. Wants to move it here for some reason. Maybe lining up an EX. I don't think so. Nope. Just strikes with the face-up assault. As we predicted, this is going to be a 7-speed assault with the UA of Sagat. Has a little bit of armor and guard on it as well. vgma is coming for the wild swing. Does hit the sweep, however. So that's going to be, what, a 5 or 6 trade, something like that? Sorry, 4. I can't do math. There's no extra power on this for Sagat. It's only going to be 4 power, and then the sweep will deal 5. Pulls the block. Advantage now for Sagat, who has a billion gauge to work with. It does have a little bit of space behind it, but not the most amount of space with this board positioning. Goes for the exceed anyway, so we'll move back to the corner. We'll draw 3 cards at the end of turn. Interesting enough, puts all the special in the discard, leaving the assault and the cross in the gauge for now. And we'll take a look at Sagat's exceed side. Draw 2 cards, then can choose to retreat. Almost assuredly will retreat at least 1, I think. I would have to think you would retreat at least 1 because the Twin Daggers are down and Beheaded isn't set up yet. Although when Beheaded exceeds, he will get +1/+1 as well. And I'm assuming Beheaded exceed will come soon. And yeah, Snake just says, I'm just going to stay at range 1. Of course, this retreat is optional. A lot of times you do want to try to get value out of the retreat if possible, but Snake says, I'm good, just going to stay at range 1 instead. Back to Beheaded here. Let's see if Beheaded goes for the exceed or something else. Would be nice to pick up trait here if you're Beheaded. Sagat can only match you if he initiates with the face-up strike on the +1/+1. You are at range 1, so the +1 speed doesn't matter nearly as much. +1 power is still very nice, though. Okay, we're going to see... That's an interesting one. Exceeding for tactics. Normally you see brutality or exceeding for survival, excuse me. We see the Tiger Destruction boosted. That's going to be additional range, additional armor, additional guard. That's an interesting one to come out first. Normally it pairs really well in with Assault Shield. Also pairs really well into a character that does a lot of 3 damage attacks. So we saw Beheaded attempt this into a Hazama last week for that same reason. But I mean, Sagat doesn't really have a lot of 3 damage attacks, right? Really higher than that. So I'm really curious as to why the survival was played with only 1 Assault Shield left in the deck. And not much else going for him. I feel like brutality would have been better there. Tactics even, you can make an argument for. But obviously there's a plan here for vgma. Initiates a strike here with the +1/+1. It's going to be the dive attack, which has 4 power, 6 speed, into the sweep, which has 2 armor. So the sweep will take 2 damage. The sweep will hit, or the sweep will take only 2 damage and hit back for 5. Yeah, that's a rough trade there if you're Beheaded. You lose the +1/+1 as well. That dive attack is not something I expected. The Wave of Denial drops from hand as well. That's pretty brutal because Sagat will be spending a lot of time on the short side of the board. So seeing that Wave of Denial go is kind of sad, I think. Just because this is a really cheap way to just deal massive guaranteed damage in a lot of cases. That Spartan Sandals could also be useful. Probably less useful. But, I don't know, I just like Wave of Denial a lot, so sad to see that go. But Sagat doing well here has a bunch of resources in hand, and engage. Like I said, I mean, Survival gets 1 armor of value there so far. I am curious to see how much value this Survival will actually get over the course of the game, as opposed to something like a Brutality. Or even a Tactics, but I mean, at range 1 there, the Brutality looks so much better than the Tactics. Especially if you plan on sticking to Sagat like glue. Funny thing about the push 1, though, is that you can't see Snake go for something like a quick backdash into a face-up range 3 strike. So I guess that's a little bit of a bonus of playing this dive attack with the push 1 on it. Is that you can't see Snake go for the quick backdash plays. So we're going to see Light boosted for Sagat here. That's plus 2 speed, of course. Now a face-up spike from Sagat would be 6 speed. vgma prepares. Let's see if Sagat goes for that option. Obviously, survival useless against a spike of some sort. Pretty sure spike directly counters every play that Beheaded throws outside of the EX cross. So I think Sagat, and I think if you throw an EX cross, oh, it's actually going to be the face of Tiger Knee, interestingly enough. So we'll take a look at this option here. Before close 2, hit gain advantage at 6 speed, so can't get crossed out of. This is going to be 6 power as well, with hit gain advantage on it. So similar to Spike, except obviously, like, you can block it, although Sagat still gains advantage, but it's, yeah, 6 power, 6 speed, hit gain advantage before close 2 on it. I mean, do you have the assault shield? That does something. Oh, is this actually X Cross? It is the X Cross. Okay. And the X Cross performs way better again into this than it does into Spike, because of course this closes 2. So now we're sitting at range 3 here. That EX Cross Snake was betting that vgma did not have it. vgma did have it. Which is another reason why Spike was preferred there, because if Spike's preferred there, your Beheaded moves to range 5. And now we're going to see Beheaded exceed again, going for the tactics. So now we have +1 max range on specials and ultras. Guess what would be really good to pair this with at range 3 would be something like a Twin Daggers, but unfortunately we are missing that option if we are Beheaded. Still pairs well with something like an Assault Shield, right? Because now your Assault Shield hits at range 4. As we're going to see Sagat run to range 1. It's not something you see super often, but I like it. We're going to see Beheaded immediately attempt to strike here. Nope, takes it back. Just goes for the simple prepare action. Sagat wanted range 1, now has range 1. Let's see what he does with it. Sagat just prepares in response. Back to Beheaded. Oh, you know what I realized? I never put the little character portraits on the screen. Should I do that now? Is that worth doing now? This late in the set? We're what, an hour 15 in, something like that? As we're just gonna see the giant killer boosted. That's a big one. That is gonna be +4 power boosted on the Beheaded side. Sagat does have dives to deal with this. If he has them in hand, of course. But this could be hype. It's a +5 power, +1 speed, right? That could lead to something fun, for sure. Boom. Got those out there. Production value increase. Snake very clearly does not have dive in hand, because otherwise that'll get teched almost immediately. Which is a little bit unfortunate, seeing how Sagat has both dives left. Beheaded has that EX Grasp up, which is a billion damage. Beheaded does not have, notably does not have a range 1 spike like, right, in this kit. So block is relatively, like, block poor man's tech is relatively okay here, if you're Sagat, to deal with this. However, Beheaded can just push you to range 3 with the Spartan Sandals, right? Oh, actually no, can't, because we're not close to the edge here. Because Sagat for some reason is on long side of board. So the Spartan Sandals actually does not work out well. Yeah, Snake trying to figure out how to defuse this +5/+1 incoming. Looking at the discard, looking like maybe going for a reading. Yeah, and there's the reading that comes out. Reads the grasp. Snake, I have no idea what Snake is doing there. Just reveals a block in hand. Oh no, it's the EX grasp beating the regular grasp, and that is not what you like to see at all for vgma. That is going to be a 5 power EX grasp incoming. And setup successfully diffused there by Snake. Snake sussing out that vgma wants to go for the grasp there, and decides to read it and then play his own EX grasp with the additional speed boost off the UA. And that is a huge, huge, huge swing there for Beheaded, for Sagat. Game winning, dare I say. And of course, Beheaded goes back to normal form, whatever, not a big deal. Okay, fine, whatever. We're just exchanging pleasantries now. And yeah, wow, what a huge, huge, huge swing. Really good reading there for Snake. Back to Beheaded now. Set up Diffuse. What are you going to do? No gauge either, right? So Beheaded kind of likes to daisy chain Exceeds to get the traits. Because with the +1/+1 on the backside of Beheaded Exceed, you're very likely to win strikes, but not the case here. Beheaded will need 2 more gauge to get that brutality into play, and 16 HP is now looking like a lot to chew through if you're Beheaded without a brutality in play this late in the game. Okay, vgma just opts to prepare. Thinks Sagat will probably just do the same. Snake, I've noticed, is a player that likes to not play on a low hand size. At least in these kind of situations that we've seen. Snake looking at his discard, maybe thinking it's a time for an early reshuffle. Get those options back into the deck. Not die to reading as well, or be less prone to reading, which could be Beheaded's in. This would not be a bad time to reshuffle here if you're Sagat. A little bit early compared to where normal reshuffle timings, but I'd be okay with this. I would be okay with the reshuffle here for sure. Maybe prep once to reshuffle. Okay, just goes for the prep. We see defend boosted here for Beheaded. That's is 7 total defense on the specials and ultras, for what it's worth. Maybe Snake now goes for the reshuffle here. I mean, it is low tempo, but I mean that defense is not doing a whole lot in my opinion. And there are some good options in that deck that you want back. Well, to be fair, a couple of them are caught in gauge, like this cross, for example. Light's caught in the gauge as well, so maybe not the best play now. I don't know, I still quite like the early reshuffle. You only have 11 damage to chew through. You're Sagat, so you have +1/+1 on initiation. Six cards in hand as well, so it just like feels right going up to 7. Maybe there's more value to be extracted with something like the Tiger Cannons, perhaps, before you want to go for this reshuffle. Maybe a destruction into a 1/4 sweep. Oh, sweep's down though. Maybe like a destruction into like a 1/4 Tiger Knee. Oh, Tiger Knee is also down. Huh. Maybe a destruction into. Huh. Maybe it's just time for a reshuffle. If you're Sagat, maybe it is just time for a reshuffle. Oh, Snake's looking for it. He says, "I'll think I'll reshuffle." Let me make sure. I think this reshuffle timing is perfectly good. Don't think there's. I mean, obviously you can extract more value out of this deck, but I don't think there's any need to. As both players take a look at each other's discards. Snake checks his own. Snake says, "Yes, I'm going to go for the reshuffle." I like this. Okay, Beheaded initiating a strike here. With that defend and play along with the tactics, 7 total defenses on specials and ultras. Could be. I have no idea what this is. It's just an assault into a focus, whatever. So assault will deal 2 damage, focus will hit back for 3. Pretty standard stuff. Beheaded gains advantage down to only 8 health, however. Snake builds gauge number 5. See Beheaded immediately setting another strike off this. Not a whole lot of options left in Beheaded's deck, however. Does have a Grasp left, does have 2 focuses left, so I'm thinking this is just a focus, if I had to guess. Nope, it is the Grasp, it's just a block from Snake. Moves Sagat over to range 2. That is gauge number 2 built for Beheaded should he wish to exceed for the brutality. The issue with that is once you exceed, you're just out of fast options, right? You're down both crosses, down both grasps, down both twin daggers, and you don't have gauge for the wave of denial, which is kind of sad. But maybe it's a necessary thing to do if you're Beheaded in this scenario. Sagat, you can just face up initiate here, I think, in a lot of worlds. Depends on what you have. You can even just face up initiate with, like, crit low step kick, even. Oh no, crit low step kick gets owned by Assault Shield, never mind. You can initiate with just a Tiger Cannon, though. Look at that. Look at that art. Look at that art. Look at that little head on Sagat. That is, look at those muscles as well. Wow. And it is just going to be the face-up Tiger Cannon from Sagat here. Which is why I'm not the biggest fan of the push 1 there. Expensive option, but gains you advantage as well. Lets you chain into that LTS. Unless Beheaded plays something like an Assault Shield. Just to soak up damage and then close to. Oh, it's going to be the phaser, actually. Okay. Okay. So this phaser will yoink advantage back, interestingly enough. This Tiger Cannon will do 4 after armor. Phaser will obviously hit back for 0. But that will put that Giant Killer into play. The only issue with the Giant Killer is, well, you are going to be on short side of board, so your Wave of Denial is not going to hit for a whole lot. What's the follow-up here if you are vgma? What's the follow-up here? Just don't die? So, of course, Phaser will yoink advantage. Where is this guy going? Oh, he's just doing the full movements. So, yeah. Push 3, and then, of course, Phaser will close 8, and then an advance 1. So, Beheaded will find himself on short side of the board, unfortunately. With that +4 power in play, the only fast attack we have in hand is in deck is 1 copy of Wave of Denial, of course. Phaser gains advantage, so of course it's vgmas. vgma not playing this card, expecting to gain advantage, which tells me that they have no follow-up plan, unless they just kind of do. A little bit of a nasty mix-up here to deal with if you're Snake. Kind of Wave of Denial or Slow mix-up. If you have a block, then it's fine. But we saw... And Sagat guesses right. It is going to be the Wave of Denial going into the Tiger Uppercut. So, of course, this Tiger Uppercut will miss, right? But Sagat will absorb 3 armor. Or will absorb 3 damage. Then Sagat will close 1, going into range 3. So range 3 mix up live now for Sagat. This could be just game right here. Calling out that option well. With the Tiger Uppercut. The Tiger Uppercut would have probably dealt 3 damage to the slows that were being represented by Beheaded. With the survival in play. So the survival actually mattered there. Because this Tiger Uppercut doesn't just kill in a lot of scenarios. Well, I don't know, something like a double focus left for Beheaded. Would have felt pretty bad there for Sagat. Sagat would have taken, what, 6 damage off that? This is still obviously a huge advantage Sagat, though. Sagat can even do something cute like spend 4 force to move to the corner, force Beheaded to spend force to come in. Big force advantage for Sagat here, right? With the 4 force engage, as opposed to only 2 force engage for Beheaded. With 4 cards in hand for Sagat, with only 3 cards in hand for Beheaded. So that's definitely an option there. Oh, but it's going to be... Oh, it's just face-up assault instead. 1, 5, 6. Good luck dealing with this. Beheaded hoping to wild swing a focus or a block. Dive is not going to do it. That is GG. Game number 2 also going to Snake here. Oh wow, wait, are we popular? Are we popular enough that we have bots in our channel now? That's pretty hype. That's pretty cool. Hey, how do I mod this guy? Or how do I ban this guy? Hey, someone help. Someone help. How do I ban this guy? Anyway, yeah, I mean, Beheaded just showing all of his slow options at the bottom. Pretty sad, but such as Exceed. Hey, how does modding work in this? How is this so difficult? Hello? Show moderation options. Hello? Can I... How does this work? Oh, man. As these guys are just having a little bit of a chat. Luckily, there aren't too many of you guys watching today, so... Owned. Alright, boom. Can't believe we got our first bot. That's pretty hype, I guess. Okay, so anyway, this is going to be a Season 5 versus Season 5 matchup. Snake has alluded to in the chat, and I alluded to way earlier. Again, this is not for just bragging rights. The points actually kind of matter here. You definitely don't want to not score a point for your teams. This match is going to be this game is going to be very important for vgma. Snake gets the 3-0 here. Very good for his team, obviously. And who do we have coming to play? We have the Hazama coming out for vgma. Into the Hakumen for Snake. Are we in for a real treat here, perhaps? Are we in for a real treat? I've never seen Snake play Hakumen, so I don't know if it's gonna be that real slow, grindy style of Hakumen that we all love to hate, and etc. etc. We did see... I think we did see a Hakumen last week. I can't remember who played it. But this is the first time that we're seeing the Hakumen come out in a while. We'll take a look at Hazama's kit first. So Hazama can basically spend on offense 1 force to... Not as before movement, it's like start movement in BattleCon. So before movement happens, he just automatically just teleports. Whereas Hakumen, of course, builds gauge passively on front side, and then uses it liberally on backside. I hope that doesn't count as coaching. Snake saying, give me a second to remember what... Okay, yeah. So Hazama basically sits at range 3 and then makes you sad. Hakumen obviously just kind of does nothing and makes you sad. Another way, and then of course, let's see if Snake's good at this minimal interaction style of Hakumen. That's popularized by players like Mix, for example. Let's see if Snake has the patience for it. Snake claiming he doesn't like Hazama. I don't like Hazama either. I think it's a kind of a dumb character, personally. I know, Hakumen gaming, I sleep. I know. It's... Let's see if Snake plays a little spicy. Although I agree with Snake, I'm not a fan of the Hazama either. Although I'm just kind of a season 5 downer in general, but I will say these are two of my lesser favorite characters in season 5, in particular Hazama and Hakumen. So I mean, yeah, I mean, let's see. Oh, we do have a bit of downtime here. Oh, we can actually replace the portraits. Nice. Take a look at the kits, I guess. Range 3 title world, very cool. Glad we decided to reprint these. On curve, range 3 against advantage, very cool. Venom sword, on curve, range 4, whatever, good boost. Ignore armor, 4 special, 4 special, 4 special. Lot of invalidation shenanigans happening for Hazama here. Very card gamey, very cool, I guess, if you're into that. Most people aren't. I guess most people are, but I'm not. Good ultra. I mean, a little bit expensive for the amount of power that deals, but I mean, hits range 4, speed 6. Strictly better Metsushoryu, very cool. 2 very fun boosts, draw 3 and strike. Spend 5 force and force the opponent to discard 5 cards. So we're going to see a fun Hazama come out as we see the expenditure of 1 force for the Ouroboros. So if this Ouroboros is legitimate, then we are going to see Hazama teleport to range 3 before the strike even happens. And it is going to be a legitimate one. It's going to be the block into the Hungry Coils. Hungry Coils, of course, has a sweep effect. Pull forward, the opponent must discard card at random, and then, sure, why not? We'll gain advantage on it. Just waiting for the discard effect. And we pull an Enma for Hakumen. Of course, Hakumen has infinite recursion because we brought back recursion into season 5. Fun times, not salty at all. Or is he a wild swing? Is the famed offensive wild swing Hazama? Very, very spicy indeed. Incredibly spicy. I mean, Hazama is just... His wild swings are so consistent, man, with the 3-4 specials. That, like, I can't even blame vgma for going for this kind of gameplay. I kind of play like this too sometimes as Hazama if I'm feeling spicy. Let's see what Hakumen responds with. I wouldn't be surprised if Hakumen just goes for the wild swing as well. But no, goes for the focus. It is the Venom Sword. So that focus will perform very well into the Venom Sword. Venom Sword will hit first for 2 damage after armor. Focus will hit back for 4. Both players will draw a card for some reason. Well, actually, no. Hakumen will, for some reason, draw a card, and then Hazama will draw 1? Question mark? What is... Huh. What? Why does Hazama draw 1, and then Hakumen draws a card? Whatever. Templating is hard, I guess. So we see the massive boosted for Hakumen. That's going to be plus range, plus guard, armor, plus guard. Same boost as we saw on Sagat's. For some reason, Hakumen gets this boost as well. Actually, it kind of makes sense on Hakumen, but still very annoying to deal with. Is Hazama just going to go for the wild swing again? I don't think you do into the +2/+2, or maybe you do. We're just wild swing gamers. We are wild swing Hazama gamers. This is almost hype Hazama gameplay until you realize how incredibly safe it is. But I mean, this is still Problem Town. We're just gonna see an assault. It's gonna be a wild swing ultra swung. That's kind of sad. It's gonna be the Devouring Fang, which is not gonna work because it's only 4 speed. So we'll try again. It's gonna be the Rising Fang, which will perform pretty well. Yeah, isn't it cool to just like it gets validated with cross as well. Isn't it cool to just like wild swing exactly what you need because you have a billion 4 specials? Very cool. So yes, this assault will deal no damage, of course, because Hazma has 4 armor, and then we'll hit back for 2 after the armor on the massive. As Hazma building gauge number 3, Hakumen building gauge number 4. Of course, the magic numbers for overdrive are Hazma is 4, and Hakumen, of course, is 8. Of course, Rising Fang also gives a little push, so Hakumen moves to range 2. So far, we're seeing more interaction than I thought we would, so that's fun, I think. One of these days, Hazma is just going to Wild Swing a Spike and make Hakumen incredibly sad. We'll see the prepare action come for Hakumen, no surprises there. Spike goes into the gauge. And we're going to see the Wild Swing come out from Hazma again. Back to where we started after the strike. Yeah, I didn't even notice, but yeah. Hakumen closed one, then got pushed back one. One of these days, Hazma is just going to Wild Swing a Spike. Hakumen thinking about going for the Wild Swing as well. That's a Yukikaze on the board. That's a Rising Fang. Hazma has to decide whether he wants to validate this first. I doubt that Yukikaze gets validated. But I mean, it's fun to see. Hakumen loses his second massive. And both of them actually end up in the deck, neither of them in the gauge, which means no immediate recursion, which is cool. Okay. vgma says, I don't want that. I'm going to instead swing the cross. Will Hakumen validate? Hakumen looks like he will validate this Yukikaze. I mean, so the thing about Yukikaze into the Rising Fang is that the Rising Fang loses all armor. But the Yukikaze will hit back for 6. Snake's here to have fun, man. Snake's not here to put us to sleep with Hakumen gameplay like Mix is. Snake is here to have fun. Looks like. Hazma builds gauge number 4, however, so that overdrive might be coming soon. That Yukikaze, of course, hitting back for 6 with the before effect. If you were hit plus 6, power goes 8. We'll see prepare action come from Hakumen. Nothing surprising there. Wild swing from Hazma. Nothing surprising there. Although we didn't see the overdrive, interestingly enough. vgma just waiting for that spike to come through. With both crosses down, I wonder if this is Hakumen's chance to play something like a Zantetsu on defense. We'll take a look at this card here. 7 power ignore armor, not bad. Wonder if Snake plays a Zantetsu here on defense and just prays that this is not Spike. Snake really taking his time on this one. This is just peak Hazma gameplay. It's the Renka. It is the Devouring Fang, which will crush the Renka for sure. Oh no, it's a 6 power ignore armor on a 4 special for kicks, I guess. And then this poor Renka with only 4 defenses will get stunned out. That is not what you wanted to see if you were Hakumen at all. Very cool gameplay. Very, very cool gameplay. Thanks, Season 5. Yep. Thank you, Season 5, indeed. As we see the Yanagi boosted, this basically says pass turn, build a gauge. In a lot of cases, we'll take a look at the hit effect. The hit effect is advance up to 1. The opponent must discard a card at random, but you're also like spending a card to play the boost, so it's basically just pass turn boost, essentially, in like a very funny way. Hazma with only 2 cards left in hand because he did validate with the Venom Sword from hand for some reason, as opposed to the 5th gauge that he's built. But I'm assuming there's a Hazma Exceed that comes out about now. I don't understand why. I don't understand how much longer we're going to have to wait before we see it, unless it's a Hazma player that likes to go for Ultras, and it might as well be. We're going for a reading here. We're reading dive into a Wild Swing. The dive will be hit, and it's a spike. Who cares? That's actually really good to see if you're Hakumen, because now one of the spikes is gone. That's one less spike you have to worry about. What is happening? What is this game? You can validate a lot of cards as Hawkman, but you can't invalidate that one, unfortunately. I feel like a lot of the invalidation options are actually gone for Hazma, funnily enough. I feel like 4 of them are down or something like that. Maybe only 3. Hazma with only 1 card left in hand, and we're going to see the pass turn boost again from Snake. The Agido. Gurren goes into the gauge. This is, Oh, and we finally see prepare action from Hazma. Okay. Snake has like a free cross to strike with if he wants to. And cross basically will just beat everything that Hazma throws. We're seeing the Gurren boosted. That is now super spicy. So basically on backside Hakumen, this reads before +3 power, right? Because gauge costs are reduced to 0. But on front side, this does not read that. So that's an interesting boost for sure. Are we going to see it having fun yet? No, we're going to see the tech. Teching the Agido, not the Tsubaki. Why are we not scared if we're Hakumen here? We're not scared because we're playing... We're not scared because we're playing Block? And we're praying this isn't Spike? We're playing... Or Zantetsu, rather? Well, this is a strike coming from Hakumen. Can be added your +3 power. Okay. Are we going to see the ignore armor option? We are not going to see the ignore armor option. We're going to see just a block. And it's the on-curve Enma for Hakumen. Hakumen, of course, must spend a gauge to close 1. Otherwise, he misses and chooses to spend 0 gauge on the Tsubaki. So there's just going to be a 4-power Enma incoming. vgma, for some reason, just wants to hoard all the gauge. Probably wanting to target Ultras with the Wild Swings, if I had to guess. Has 2 copies of the Metsu Shoryu left. Zantetsu would have been funny, and we can't have that. No, we had a funny play earlier. This is not 1000% snooze fest. It's only like 97% snooze fest. It's okay. It's okay. Now we see the Exceed come out for Hazma. Okay. I'm not really sure what the timing on this is, but maybe it makes more sense when you look at the game like holistically. But anyway, we'll take a look at the Exceed side here. Look at that overdrive. Just guaranteed value. Deal 1 non-lethal damage, then gain 1 life. Sure. Cool. I guess we're doing that. Then when you initiate a strike, you can spend 1 force, and your Ouroboros move. Your Ouroboros, you place both of them on the board, right? So I don't think I very clearly explained this, but you have a real Ouroboros and a fake Ouroboros, right? The fake Ouroboros says do nothing. The real Ouroboros says move here. Backside, Hazma can place both of those down at the cost of 1 force. And he can also place them kind of far away, range 0 to 2. We'll take a look at how much gauge does Hakumen have. Hakumen has 7 gauge. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more gauge until that special number where Hakumen exceeds. Okay, I just missed the turn. We see the guaranteed value happen, so Snake just prepped, so I'll put something in the gauge. I don't know what. Actually, I do know what. It's a block. And now Hazma striking from range 1. This is from hand, no less. With 2 gauge. What is this? What is this? Is it just grasp? Is it sweep? Is it... It's basically just grasp or sweep. I don't think we're playing the ignore armor option here from hand, the devouring fang. I think this is probably just grasp, shove Hakumen into locker, I mean the corner, and then just wild swing from there. We're playing sweep into sweep, okay. 6 for 6, I think, Oh, pulls the second Shippu. No Ultras left for Hakumen now. Outside of the 2 in here. Which will take time. Falling Fang gets dropped for Hazma. Hazma with no hand now. 3 gauge though. 3 gauge is not 4. Hakumen builds gauge number 8. Does he go for the exceed right away is the question. Down to only 9 life, so by the end of the overdrive, Hakumen will be at 6 life. So that's what, 2 strikes away from winning for Hazma? Could be 1 if... No, it has to be 2. Has to be 2 strikes for Hazma. Could be 1 if there's some Devouring Fang shenanigans, but I doubt it. And yet, looks like we are going to see the exceed for Hakumen. So Hakumen, of course, gets the free shuffle when he exceeds, and his gauge costs are now 0. And then take a look at that overdrive effect. Yep, we brought recursion back in Season 5. So here's your overdrive effect. And yeah, take a look at this gauge. This gauge has 1 of each ultra, which is good. Because for some reason, we have just a can't die ultra for free that we can chain. We have Shippu in there as well. A little bit high in the blocks, but... I mean, this overdrive seems fine. Is now, of course, Hazma's turn. Hazma, what is this? What is this setup? We're spending 1 force to put Ouroboros here, then wild swinging. This is very spicy gameplay. I'm pretty sure this is the real one. Of course, we are giving Hakumen opportunities to play free ultras, but I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Hakumen Wild Swing's Grasp. Unfortunately, that's not going to work because we are moving to range 2. It's going to be an assault, so Hazama takes advantage. Oh no, things go from bad to worse for Hakumen here. That... Overdrive goes off. Hakumen down to 3 HP. Hazma up to 17. And I think we're just gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna Ouroboros to 2 and Wild Swing. We're just gonna let Jesus take the wheel. Oh man, this is gameplay for sure, man. This is gameplay for sure. We're Wild Swinging without Ouroboros. We're playing free Yukikaze and we're spiking, so the Yukikaze will miss. the spike will miss, and then the Yukikaze will miss. Oh man, this is gone for this. What a fun treat! What a fun treat! The Yukikaze gets dropped, so Hakumen's Overdrive will go off, so Block will get discarded. And sorry, Enma will get discarded, and then looks like we're gonna be returning one of these cards to hand, probably the Yukikaze. Almost assuredly, yep, Yukikaze returns to hand. What a... Oh yeah, Yukikaze hits range 1 for 0. I don't care, man. Do you think I'm really invested in this game? Thank you, chat, for helping me. Yeah, Yukikaze hits at range 1 for 0 damage, and then Hakumen advances to the corner. Thank you, Tinge of Twinge, and thank you, Ice Pop. You guys got me here. Yeah, this card hits at range 1 for 0 damage. Very cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, I'm not going to tell these guys that chat, it was chat that reminded me of this interaction, but yeah, Yukikaze does hit for 0. Thank you, chat, again. One turn of Overdrive left for Hakumen, or for Hazuma. 3 turns left for Hakumen. No Yukikaze in hand, but I think Snake is probably going to save that for a rainy day. Snake lining up for an EX or a Force Expenditure. I'm not really sure what he's going for. They'll hear it in the YouTube video. I'll cut it out. The YouTube video won't hear anything. I'll just play some DMCA music now, and they'll auto mute it. Right. That's the play. Anyway, it is still Hakumen's turn, sitting at range 2. Snake thinking about what to do. He has 3 life, so in theory he could do something with a card that has armor, like a Shippu or a Focus, and then just hope that a Devouring Fang isn't swung. We're gonna be reaching. We're gonna be reaching though. Plus 0 to 1 range now. Strike. What are we reaching with? However, I mean, we know Hazuma's on the Wild Swing. We're reaching with an EX. I don't know what EX is. Santetsu? It is the EX Zantetsu. That is a big boy EX Zantetsu. However, wait, it only does 5. Oh no, it does 8 because we're exceeded. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It does 8 because we're exceeded. Yep, big boy EX Zantetsu. Additional range to catch what? I don't even know what it catches. Last Overdrive ticks down for Hazuma. Now back to front side. Funnily enough, the last card is known Yukikaze. Do we just kind of Wild Swing anyway? If you're Hazuma, get hit by the known Yukikaze and then just pray next turn that things will be good for you, right? So the Yukikaze will drop Hazuma down to 4 HP. Hakumen will have... Hakumen will get a card back. That's probably bad. We probably don't want Hakumen to get a card back, huh? Yeah, probably just prep. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, yeah. Don't think you can Wild Swing there just because Hazuma gets a card back on the Exceed side. Let's see what Snake opts to do here. Snake could recur a reading and then try to go for a cheeky reading play, although I think that's too frisky. Snake could parry something, perhaps, with the block, and then just call it a day. I think that seems safe. That seems safer, although I don't know what you parry. Maybe parry focus? Do not know. Also, the card tracker's all whack. Don't pay attention. Funnily enough, it's all whack on the Hosma side. I'm pretty sure the Hawkman side is like perfect, but the Hosma side's like I haven't paid attention to Hosma in a while. I'll be real. It is 12:16 a.m. Had a bit of a long day, but we are here casting some Late Night Exceed, and what a match that perfectly represents the kind of vibes that Late Night Exceed tend to be. So we see the sweep gets dropped, and we're gonna yoink back a Gurren, interestingly enough, and we're just gonna boost the Gurren. Yeah, okay. So +3 power. Back to Hosma here. Hosma maybe should think about reshuffling so he doesn't draw too many normals, and then just get red for the loss. Right? Over just a simple prepare action. What we're really concerned about, actually, hold on, let me check something. Okay, both these are down. That's actually very fortuitous for Snake. I was about to say, this is, I think the second one got Watswung, and I just kind of missed it. Having Fun Yet would just, like, ruin Snake's day. But unfortunately, both copies of that are down. Maybe we should just reshuffle here for Hosma. Anyway. Hosma goes for the prep, okay. Still sees worth in drawing cards off of this deck. Maybe trying to draw that reading? I don't know. Wonder what we're trying to draw for here for Hosma. You think Hosma ever empty strikes with like a grasp or something to try to bait out the Yukaze? That's the kind of dumb anti-Hawkman strats that you gotta pull sometimes. Like strike with a card that misses. Very, very fun stuff. I'm assuming that this is going to be a recursion of a parry. If for Hawkman, although I'm not really sure what you parry. We see 2 blocks of focus and a Shippu left. Recur reading. And then just go for it. Also acceptable. Oh, takes it back. That's the issue with prepping there, right? It's just like... What if Snake has no punish, though, to, like, a reading grasp? And then he just has a wild swing? That would be funny, right? If Snake, if Snake's hand is, like, he drew the grasp, and then obviously is the Yukaze, right? Recurs the reading, and then reads grasp, goes for a wild swing. That'd be pretty spicy. I don't think it's the best play, but it's a play. Takes back the Shippu. Okay. And is going to initiate a strike here. Reminder that Shippu does kill. Shippu does kill. It's at 11 power right now. Could this be the end of Hosma? Could this be the end? Wait, but this could be like a mix-up, right? Because Hosma still has a Devouring Fang left. And it was a mix-up. We're just playing Renka into block. Okay. Hazama must get pushed, however. Probably pushed to 4. Yeah. Expenditure, yeah, it's going to be 7 total power incoming, of course, with the Tsubaki boosted. We're going to be discarding a Metsushoryu. Or are we going to be taking the 1 damage, though, is the question. We are going to be taking the 1 damage. We build up gauge number 4. A little bit confused as to what the plan is for Hazama. I'll be real. Okay, Hazama opts to reshuffle now. Okay. Unfortunately, because he's playing a Season 5 character, will get stuck with the Astral in hand for 1 turn. Right? That's one of the downsides of the Season 5 characters, is that you must draw the Astral. vgma did not shuffle his hand, I'm pretty sure. Hakumen will be de-exceeded this turn. This rank, of course, was to call out the Ignore Armor option. Devouring Fang at speed 4. Okay, takes back the block. Pretty sure this hand is known, right? It's like block Yukikaze Shippu? Wait, 2 of those cards are currently unplayable. Funnily enough, 2 of those cards are currently unplayable. This is shaping up to be a very fun, in quotation marks, endgame. Very fun endgame. For sure. I'm pretty sure the hand is just blocking 1 of each ultra. I'm like 99% sure. That's going to be the prep to build the 4th gauge for Hakumen. No surprises there. Yeah, Hakumen needs to flip back, but yeah, there. Okay, back to Hazama now. Hazama will obviously burst, get those 2 cards in. The benefits of Season 5 characters with those reshuffles. You get a delayed extra card when you reshuffle. Wonder if we see an Empty Strike come out from Hazama at some point just to bait out Ultras. Bait out Yukikaze, rather. We have not really seen variation of Yomi levels from either of these players too much. I feel like they've been just playing the obvious options in a lot of cases, so I'd really like to... be really fun to see the switch up come out this late in Game 3. Right. That'll be very, very exciting to see. Nope, Hazama just decides to prepare. You can't prepare too much, though, because otherwise Hakumen's going to be able to exceed again. I mean, granted, we are, 3 turns away from that happening? 4 turns away, so not the biggest threat in the world, but that is... there is an implicit timer here for sure. Furthermore, that second Yukikaze is engaged, so, I mean, in a world where Hakumen exceeds, where it's probably not going to happen, he gets that second one back, right? Which is bad. Bad. Very bad. See the parry come out. Parrying focus. Sure. Makes a lot of sense. Don't want to die to random reading. vgma immediately checking that discard, though. Just a reminder, there are 2 unknown cards alongside... oh no, 3 unknown cards now, alongside 1 copy of each Ultra in the Hand of Snake. Hazma has... Who knows what Hazma has at this point. Hazma thinking of boosting something. Funny enough, Snake has not shuffled his hand. It's a second reading. Could this be the end? We are reading an assault and we're playing Spike or something. Reading whiffs, however. So Snake probably just plays an empty card. He's the hand of Spike, Yanagi, Yukikaze, Shippu. That's a hand and a half. Reading Assault. Can you play the Yanagi safely? Like, I don't know. The thing about Reading Assault is that this could be the super is the issue, right? It could be the 2 to 4 3 6. So if you're really having to play safe, then you have to play the Yukikaze, unfortunately. But if you want to play a little frisky, you can play. There are other plays to make here for sure, right? So we basically just have to predict: is this a card that hits at range 4? And namely, is it Eternal Coils or Venom Sword? Venom Sword is another option that hits at range 4. And this reading is ambiguous enough. I actually like this reading a lot. It's ambiguous enough that it kind of forces a mix up, right? Like, is this a card that hits at 2 and 4? Is this a card that only hits at 2? Etc. etc. Can't just block your way out of it if you're Hakumen, unfortunately, either. Both your blocks are down. So Snake's got to guess, do I empty strike or do I just go for the safe strike? Notably, Shippu is an option that beats Venom Sword but loses to the Ultra. I don't think Shippu's the play here. I think it's got to be either the empty Spike or the Yukikaze. There's a world where you can justify playing the Yanagi, which is not an empty strike, but will like beat things like Spike. But will the issue is it just loses like slows, right? It's like, what if Hasuma has read Assault and played a slow? You can't play the Yanagi. It's got to be the Yukikaze or the Spike that you play. Can't be anything else. So yeah, Snake's got to make the guess here. This is hype, I guess. This is actually pretty hype. It would be more hype if it was Yomi, but this is still pretty hype. Snake's got to make the guess, the read. Surely he doesn't leave it to the top of the deck. That seems tough. Really thinking about this one. Really thinking about this one. I feel like that it's not this one. It has to be this Ultra, right? Has to be the Yukikaze. Goes for the Shippu. And it's the Rising Fang. Which means... yeah, okay. The Rising Fang will go first, will miss, and the Shippu will hit back for 4. That is not how I expected this to go down. Well, I guess it makes sense. Hazuma played a slow. It just happened to be like the worst slow to play. Just happened to be like the weirdest slow. But it's the Rising Fang. It's the one that costs force. Notably, Hakumen cannot play second Shippu for a little bit. Right, that's on cooldown, with only 2 gauge here. Your hand is EX Spike, Yanagi, Yukikaze. What do you do here as Hakumen? What do you do here as Hakumen? It is so tough to figure out how you get out of this mess. Hmm. I guess maybe you play the Shippu if you assume that you're going to live 2 more turns. I just don't understand how you're going to live 2 more turns is the problem. That's just my only like gripe with playing Shippu over Yukikaze. Is I don't understand how Hakumen ever lives 2 more turns here unless he just like he either wins or he loses in the next turn. Surely Hazama strikes. There's no way Hazama doesn't strike, right? Like it's frankly Hazama's probably just gonna wild swing this, right? Like so definitely a puzzle here. This is, yeah, definitely an interesting endgame for sure. I just don't see it right away. Is the answer what if the answer is change cards a bunch? Just say you're not going to go for Yukikaze. Right? Because there's no way Hazuma's going to let you go for Yukikaze. We're actually going to be boosting Massive here, interestingly enough. What if the answer was change cards a bunch? Just change cards that. You get a couple cards off the top, right? Because you would change cards, what, 10? Something like that? So you get a couple cards off the top. Maybe you find a block or something. Boosting Massive is a thing in that, like, it beats, like, Falling Fang now. It loses to Assault. It also beats... I guess it also beats, this other one. Was it Hungry Coils? I don't think you can chance the X Spike just because it's Hazuma. You can chance the X Spike at 3 HP, but not at 2, right? At 2, you lose to the 3 power options that Hazuma has. So I think boosting Massive seems better than playing EX Spike for sure. Is this gonna get met with an Exceed Hakumen? Exceed Hazuma. Put him at guaranteed 1, so that you're Falling Fang kills. No, that can't be it. That can't be the play. CC then? If you're Hazuma and you can't kill through this armor? I mean, 1 assault's engaged. The second there's only 1 assault left to play with if you're Hazuma, right? Hazuma's cards don't. You could be a Venom Sword. Okay, we're gonna see the Serpent's Benediction come out. Your force costs are reduced by 1. You may strike if you do. The opponent sets their card first. So basically we're gonna see if Snake's gonna play that EX Spike or not, right? Is it gonna be 1 card or 2 cards? It's gonna be 2 cards. So it's either EX Spike or an EX Yanagi that's drawn. Speed 4. And now, of course, we're gonna Ouroboros it, right? Is the issue. And the Ouroboros on top of that is free. So we're gonna Ouroboros to 4 and then Wild Swing. What if this is EX Yanagi, though? Okay, so we... Okay, so we teleport out, and then... Oh, wait, we don't teleport out, we massive. We massive and we lose. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Huh. Was that the answer? Was that the answer then with the massive in play? Snake wins 3-0. Was that the answer in play with the massive? Oh, that's a tough hand. I guess it has to be. Yeah, you just go for it and then you pray. But like forcing a strike, maybe forcing a strike there seems wrong. Maybe forcing a strike there seems wrong. If you are Hazama there, moving to range 4, you're gonna get hit regardless. What beats this? Venom Sword doesn't even beat this. It has to be the Ultra. The Ultra doesn't beat this. The Ultra does not beat this, does it? Is there enough force left? Oh yeah, there's no force left. There's no force left. The Ultra beats this. Okay. Massive EX Spike is just, yeah, it just happens to be mad free, yeah. I guess the Relancer was to... Well, the answer there was to not strike, right? The answer there was to find the card that beats it. The card that beats it is the Ultra. If you don't have the Ultra, I don't think you force a strike there, maybe. Other plays would be you could teleport to 2 and play Devouring Fang, right, at speed 4 on offense, which beats the EX Spike. I don't know, EX Spike is just a really dominant option there when you move to 4. It's just the Ultra that beats it. If you move to 4, it's just the Ultra that beats it. If you move to 2, then the Devouring Fang beats it. Oh, but the Ultra also beats it too. So technically, it's 100% correct to move to 2, right? Because the Devouring Fang beats it, and the Ultra still beats it at 2 as well. Or you can just Wild Swing something like Cross and then like hit, I guess. I don't know, and then the game becomes funkier. But I think maybe the players want to teleport to 2, and then try for this kind of shenanigans if you're gonna strike. I mean, if you're gonna strike, teleporting to 2 seems correct. But I feel like striking here was a little bit pushing the button here for vgma with this hand. Especially moving to 4 where only 1 card beats it. It's an interesting one for sure. Definitely very... I did not have high hopes for this game, but it turned out to be quite an interesting one for sure. Snake takes us at 3-0 over vgma. So earns 3 points for his team, the Warden of the Gardens. vgma unfortunately does not earn a single point for his team, the Cowboys, I believe. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to the chat for catching the mistakes that I couldn't catch again. It's late, but no excuse. For me, I'll try to do a better job next time. If you liked this content and you're on the Twitch channel right now, feel free to leave a follow. I don't think there's anything else you can do because I'm not an affiliate yet. Nor do I plan to be. And if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, definitely would turn out to be an interesting third game here with a very complicated end game. That we were like slowly starting to entangle. I mean, it's probably would take a while for us to fully explore that end game and try to figure out what the best case scenario would be for Hazama there. But Snake takes it 3-0. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye. I should probably have some like outro music or something. We'll do that next time. Alright guys, take care.